Hello and welcome. We're going to open up some 1991 NHL Series 2 Pro Set Platinum cards from this newly being opened box. And I had it started and the mic wasn't on. So I had to restart it again. So that's why I was already a little bit open. And here we go. Let's get this going. Always cool opening up a fresh box. And let's take out this stack of packs right here from the left side. And I always wonder if any of these stacks are luckier than the others. So maybe we'll do a little research, and as we go through, we'll kind of keep track and see if there's any method to the magic. But you know how we do it here. We have our podium. And as we find a good card, it'll rest there until there's only one champion remaining at the end. And we got some sounds along the way. So with that, let's dive right in and see what we've got. So in this series, we're looking for a few different things. There are some insert cards of celebrities. There are some great players. And there's even some limited edition or limited inserts of, like all-stars and great players, including Wayne Gretzky. So we're going to see if we can find any of those and learn about the values along the way. If I don't mention a value, it's probably a common card. And if I do mention the value, we'll talk a little more about that and what it is. So maybe it'll help you with your collection if you're looking at home. So here we go. First up, Pat Falloon of the San Jose Sharks. We got Mike Richter of the New York Rangers. And you can see these. They're beautiful cards. The front is very much of a high gloss end-to-end, photo. However, after being in packs for years, they stick together a little bit. So I'm going to be as gentle as possible pulling these out and see if we can keep them looking good. And Chris Trottier, New Jersey Devils goalie. Ron Sutter of the St. Louis Blues. That's a cool black and white background, color foreground card there. Russ Romanowski, Tom Fergus. And it's kind of fun to go through these and kind of see what they look like, and even some of the players that may not be as I thought that was a black and white background at first, but it's just the LA Kings black and white uniform color. But yeah, some of the players that that were pretty big back then, we get to see them again, which is cool. Fatisa from the New Jersey Devils, still with the green uniforms, and we got a Brian Trottier card. Now this one, I believe, is worth around $20 in a PSA 10. So what we'll do is we will sleeve this up real quick, and that way it's a little bit more protected. And just tuck it right in. And away we go. All right. So yeah, it's around $20 in a PSA 10. Now obviously PSA 10s can be hard to get. So we'll just kind of put them aside for now and then evaluate later, maybe in another video, which ones are actually worth, sending in for a 10, which ones may grade well. And then for something like this that has a $20-ish value, maybe look for a grading deal where it's like 15 or 16 a card. Who knows? But for now, Brian is on our podium. He's the current champion. We have Darian Hatcher as the last one in that pack. And moving on. Let's see what we've got next. Oh, all right. We have Ralph Macchio, otherwise known as the Karate Kid. There we go. Our first really, really cool pull. And I'll show you this. So they did inserts. There are, I think, around 12 inserts in this series of celebrity captains. Ralph Macchio is for the Islanders. And he is, I think, around a $60, $65 card. If as a PSA 10. So definitely something that's worth sleeving up, and we'll check out again the value of him and the others later. But for right now, we'll just kind of put him in and keep that looking good. So there he is. Now, does Ralph Macchio take our podium? I don't know. He might. But I think for now, we'll leave the hockey player on and put Ralph aside. But definitely a cool card to find. And moving on, we've got Ken Reggett. Nice goalie shot there. Scott Mellenby. And let me know if you like seeing the fronts of each of these cards, if you just want to rip through them. But I think it can be kind of fun to see what they look like, and then have just an easy video to watch and see kind of the whole set unfold without having to do all the work. So let me know if you like it. I can keep doing it. Vladimir Ruzeka of the Bruins. Alexander Mogilny of the Buffalo Sabres. There we go. And Gary Lehman of the Flames. Don Sweeney of the Boston Bruins. Jeff Bukaboom of the New York Rangers. John Cullen of the Hartford Whalers. And Peter Ahola of the LA Kings. Now remember that name, because something I'm curious about is the pack order. And, which players appear in what spots in the packs, because I wonder if there's some kind of consistency where we'll see that over again in a few more. So we'll just keep that in our mind and go from there. And all right. Brian Trottier, PC 19. So the PCs are a special insert. There were 20 total, 10 that were included in the Series 1 and 10 that were included in Series 2, and they run PC 11 through 20. So pretty cool. This is one of the special inserts, and this is also one that would be looking for the Wayne Gretzky. It would be that PC series. I believe he's PC 14, but it's a good sign that we're already seeing some of the PCs coming through, which means there might be more later as we go. So far so good. And there we've got him. I don't think he's going to take over his other position, but for now we'll let him ride. All right, Jim Belushi, Celebrity Captain. Here's another great one. We let's gently open this. There's Jim, popular guy then, popular guy now, and we'll put him in a pile of celebrity captains because they're good, in a good number of them throughout this series. We are looking for Mr. Rogers. That would be a cool one. Jamie McCown of the Maple Leafs. David Bruce of the Sharks. We got Bob Assessna of the Winnipeg Jets. And this really is like a process of de-sticking every one. And the trick is you don't know what's below it, so you don't want to be too rough with a common card and then realize that something potentially valuable is right behind it. So we'll go slow. And a good thing, though, is even though they're sticking, they have such a high gloss, thick surface that fortunately we're not seeing that surface kind of come off onto the other cards or anything really damaging there. So that's good. Burton Cummings, another celebrity captain. Very cool. We got Gord Murphy. Kalle Johansson. Let's see, I wonder if I move over this way a little bit, if the view will be larger. Kirk McLean. It's a cool goalie shot there. Mike Ballard. Alexei Gusarov of the Quebec Nordiques. And Brian Proff, Minnesota North Stars. Oh, there's a card below him. Let's see what we've got. There's Brian. And we got Dean Evison. There we go. All right, next pack up. Let's see. Let's go for maybe a Bure, Pavel Bure, or maybe a Mr. Rogers. Starting out, Mikhail Anderson. A lot of landscape cards in here. Jeff Hackett. It's a cool goalie card, especially with the black pads. You don't see that as often as the white. All right, Jim Kelly, Celebrity Captain. This one has some value of around $20 in a PSA 10. Just some white. So let's put him in a sleeve. And there's a card coming up that's hard to miss. And we're pretty excited about that. So let's get the Kelly one into a sleeve first, and then we'll check out what's next. And I'll let you look at that with anticipation, because I'm pretty excited about it. However, do you see what I see? I'll tell you in a second, but let's see if you see it first. All right, so there's our Jim Kelly. So next up, we got Fred Rogers. That's our Mr. Rogers card we're looking for. Probably one of the best. And in a PSA 10, it's around $170 card. So there's definitely potential there. However, let me show you what I was mentioning and see if you see it. This corner right here looks pretty jammed up and pretty bent. So that may take that value down from 170 to about maybe $1, if that. But let's try to be very gentle. Peel this open and then see what we're working with. All right, so here's the card pretty clearly. Yep, that corner is messed up. So that's going to make this a big whopper. But no fear, we have something for that, and it is this. So there goes our fancy Mr. Rogers, but really cool to pull it. You never know if it was a better condition card. It could have been one of our best of the day, but for right now, I'll just put him in a sleeve, and then we'll kind of continue doing what we do and see what we can get. All right, not too bad. Marv Albert, good follow-up. Another celebrity captain. We'll put him into our celebrity captains pile. And Jacques Cloutier. We got Cliff Ronning. Brad McCrimmon. Yui Krupp. And Mike Craig of the Minnesota North Stars. And we got Ron Francis of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Thought he was the last one. They're all stuck together like crazy. Marty McSorley of the LA Kings. Cool action shot there. And we're cruising along. We are just at about the halfway point now. This is pack number 5. Let's try to kick it up a little bit and see what's coming. We already got 2 good celebrities. We got our Mr. Rogers. We got our Karate Kid. Let's see if we can get a Pavel Bure or a Sergei Fedorov card. We're starting out with Curtis Joseph. Cool goalie shot. And David Wheaton, celebrity captain. So here is going to be a tennis player with their own hockey card. He was a celebrity captain for the North Stars. So we'll put him in our celebrity pile, but pretty cool to see. Gaetan Boucher, another celebrity captain. So we got back-to-back captains. That pile's getting big. Dmitry Kristich, Washington Capitals. And celebrity captain Rick Hansen. So here we go. This one is a captain packed pack. Maybe we'll get a fourth. I don't know if I've ever gotten a fourth, but this may be the time. We got Dale Hunter. And the sound out of these is unbelievable. You could probably hear it. Maybe I'll do a video like an ASMR of just peeling apart stuck glossy cards. And Adam Graves of the New York Rangers. Wayne Presley of the San Jose Sharks. When I see his name, I usually look quick and I'm like, Wayne Gretzky. Though probably also a really awesome guy and an awesome player. Like, that's a cool action shot. So let's see what we get next. Joe Murphy. And on to the next pack. All right, we already have another celebrity captain, Susan St. James. This pack is starting out pretty cool. And wow, look at this. Look at how these cards have settled in the package and however they moved or shipped. It's totally to one end and shifting. So makes me worry some corners will be messed up, but it seems like so far they're not. So that's good news. And Susan St. James, put her into the celebrity captain pile. We have Kevin Todd. And what I'd normally do is I put the cards on here and then I pick them up one by one. So we could really just enjoy one and not know what's coming next. But these are so stuck together that literally, if I want to pick up one card, they all come up. So I'm going to have to freestyle it just a little bit and see if we can kind of cover the next one before we get it. Claude Vilgrain of the New Jersey Devils. And Nelson Emerson, St. Louis Blues. And here we go, Pavel Bure. That is what we're looking for. Great player, great card. In a PSA 10, it's around a $32 card. So let's see if we could gently free him from the confines of the gloss. And we'll tuck him in a penny sleeve here. And then check him out later with the others and see what works. All right. Perfect. So Pavel Bure, I think he may overtake Trottier on our podium. So we're going to flip him out. Thanks, Brian, for being there. Welcome, Pavel. Up next is Stephen Leach of the Boston Bruins. There we go. And we got him. Ray Shepherd of the Redwings. Benoit Hogue of the Islanders. Doug Gilmour, Maple Leafs. And Peter Stastny of the Devils. Very cool action shot. And John Ogrodnik of the New York Rangers. All right. Let's see what we've got up next. And first here is going to be Craig Billington, New Jersey Devils. Peter Cavallini, St. Louis Blues. Joseph Baranik of the Edmonton Oilers. And wow, these cards are really stuck together. I've opened up some, and they're fun, just like they would have been brand new. And Terry O'Reilly, celebrity captain. So it's really interesting to see how different the packs could be, and how stuck together some are versus others that are not. Eric Desjardins. Paul Eiserbert of that really good Red Wings team with Fedorov and Yzerman. We got Neil Broughton, Claude Lemieux, and Ulf Dahlin. Oh, and one more after him, Michael Goulet. So now, there's something I've kind of noticed, and when things get quiet in the packs, it usually gets loud pretty soon. And it's been pretty quiet these last few packs. So, if history is any indicator, I feel like something's going to come up in one of these next two. So let's find out. Darian Shannon. Artis Irbe, great goalie. Let's see. Luciano Barato. Sergio Momesso. All right, here we go. Dominik Hasek. I think this is one of his rookie cards, or at least his very early in the career cards. And it's around a $28 card in a PSA 10. So worthy of tucking away into a sleeve and checking out later if it may be worth sending in or anything like that to get graded. But for right now, we'll just keep it cruising with a nice Dominik Hasek. I do think Pavel Bure is going to remain our current champion on the podium, but definitely some competition there from the goalie. We got Robert Richel, Mike Donnelly, the LA Kings, Jeff Sanderson of the Hartford Whalers, Bob Kudelski, LA Kings, Steve, Corey Millen, and Valery Zelpukin. All right, we have our last pack. Let's see what we've got in here. Hasek was a pretty good pull, but I wonder what is left. We got Derek King. The sticking part is amazing. It's still incredible. Tony Amonte, New York Rangers. And we had Derek King. Now we have Larry King in the same pack, 2 cards away. Our celebrity captain. There you go. Another Derek King. Wait a second. We literally just pulled... Oh. That's wild. The 2 different Derek King cards, a 286 and a 201. And that's awesome. So out of 4 cards, we had 2 Derek Kings, 1 Larry King, and a Tony Amonte. I wonder if that is a commonplace thing or a rarity in how the packs get packed, but that's got to be some kind of mathematical feat. All right, Nicklas Lidstrom. There we go. Let's give him the bell. He's on the Red Wings and is around a $20 card in a PSA 10. So we will tuck him away because he's kind of at that threshold that you never know. It could be worth keeping it in good shape and checking it out later to see what's what. So there we go. Lidstrom. Add him to our cool pile. Brian Noonan of the Chicago Blackhawks. Kay Whitmore of the Whalers. It's a cool goalie shot. Steve Thomas of the Islanders. Another cool, really cool action shot. The goalie behind him. Garth Butcher. Neil Wilkinson. And Mark Bejevin. All right. And that wraps that up. So let's take a look at our big players from this stack of packs. And we've got our Brian Trottier cards. We have our Pavel Bure card. We got our Ralph Macchio, the Karate Kid. And we got our Lidstrom and our Hasek and our Mr. Rogers and our Jim Kelly, Celebrity Captain. So overall, pretty good batch. I think we had some surprises in there, especially the 3 kings out of 4 cards. So anyway, hope you learned something. Hope you had fun. And there you have it. Until next time.